If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has the tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. For instance, I use my iPad and I record my episodes directly from here. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Welcome back. We are back with another episode of Okay, but let's talk about it. We are on episode 10, so that means we are really moving with these episodes, y'all. Welcome back to everyone who has already listened to me, and welcome to the new people that are listening to me if this is your first episode. Again, thank you guys so much for always joining me. So today on episode 10, we will speak about having patience. So I can say for myself, I'm going through a point of transitioning from what I thought I wanted in my life into what I really feel like I need to be doing in my life. So right now, this is kind of requiring me to have patience. Not even kind of. This is requiring me to have patience in many different areas. I find myself wanting to have things happen right away for me. I find myself also wanting things to happen without going through a little bit of a challenge. And so I can say, it doesn't happen that easy. Things don't just work out that way that you want it to. And so I'm just finding that out for myself. Of course, I know in many different areas that you always need patience, but when you are really put in a position to really be patient and watch things unfold for you, it's really challenging. I can say that patience has always been something that I have struggled with. I'm always that person that wants things to happen right away, or I don't really want to go through things in order to get to another level. But I realize it doesn't happen. Again, I realize it doesn't happen that easy for me, or even for anybody. Just overall, it just doesn't happen that easy. And so it's just what God is trying to do in my life is requiring me to have a bit of patience. Just the amount of time that I have to put in, and just the amount of work that I have to do in order to get to where I'm trying to go. I have to have nothing but the patience to do it. I can't cheat it in any way, because I find myself, even if I try to cheat something or try to speed up a process, it never goes well for me. I end up missing an opportunity when I do things like that. So now I can say I'm in between. I just started a new job, and so I gotta start off a little bit slower with what I'm doing in order to get to the other point I'm trying to get to. And so I'm just coming in and I'm just taking things one day at a time. And with that, I'm like, okay, I can see the bigger picture on where I'm trying to get. So that's one thing that's allowing me to have patience in this situation. I am I'm looking at it you have to take time to perfect certain things before you reach another level. You have to take time to be able to learn different things before you reach another level. And I also constantly remind myself that things that are rushed normally don't go good for me, or even just for people overall. You can't rush the process of a lot of things. You can't rush the process. And like I said, when I find myself trying to rush or cheat a process, it normally goes really, really wrong for me. And now I'm just learning to have patience in the areas that I need it the most. Patience when it comes to my podcasting, patience when it comes to trying to achieve other career goals, patience when it comes to the new relationships I'm building in my life, patience when it comes to my friendships, patience when it comes to just trying to get to where I feel like I need to be. And yeah, so, once you, get thrown off from everything that you had going on, and it's like you're in the middle of it, like a transitioning phase, it's really hard to have your patience. It's really hard to be like, okay, God, I'm just going to wait. Okay, God, I'm just going to let you do your thing. It's really hard to do that. But we have to have that patience now. You have to be willing to go through a few things. You have to be willing to allow yourself to go through a few things. You have to be willing to let God do his work, because at the end of the day, that's exactly what he's going to do, or whoever you believe in, that's exactly what they're going to do. You can't, even if you want to hurry up and get to where you're trying to go, a lot of times our plans in our life are much bigger than what we can actually see. And so, if we trying to hurry up and get here and there in our life, it's like you might actually miss the things that you actually may really, really need in your life, or that may be bigger than what you actually want right now. And that's what I can say. I'm like, I find myself looking back like, dang, I should have been did this, or why didn't I do this the first time? But I just take that as a sign, like, you are exactly where you need to be at this point in your life. It's like, I be seeing stuff sometimes on the internet. It was like, okay, 5 years ago, you are exactly where you wanted to be 5 years ago. And it's like, that's crazy, because that's exactly like what I'm doing right now in my life. This is exactly what I wanted to do 5 years ago, as far as other things I have going on outside of my podcast. It's like, wow, how was that happening? But, back then I didn't have the patience to wait on the things that I wanted in my life. I didn't have the patience to wait on the things that I felt I really needed in my life. But now that I have grown as a person, it has required me to have patience in my life. It has required me to, allow things to just work itself out, allow things to just flow. Because back then I was so, I always wanted to be in control of every single thing that I had going on in my life. I was literally like a control freak. And I can say now I just have enough faith in my life that I just be like, you know what? I'm just going to give it to God, and I just know it'll work out. I don't know how I have got to the point of having so much faith. Actually, I do. It's just because, I have watched things go in my life from really, really bad to really good, And right now, I'm just at a point where I feel like I'm kind of at a standstill with certain things, but at the same time, I know things are moving for me. So this is requiring me to be patient in order to get to where I know I want to get. And so that just makes me feel better, I can say, I want things to get better for me, or just for people overall that are, going through the same thing as I am right now. But, just give yourself the time to allow things to unfold for yourself. Give yourself time to process things, be patient with yourself. Be patient with your process. And one thing you cannot do is look at other people and how things are unfolding for them in their life. Like I said before, if things are happening fast for other people, that's okay, because your timing is not the same as everyone else's. And so you just have to be willing to wait your turn. Clap for other people when it's their turn, but when it's your turn, baby, you go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you clap for yourself. You just continue to achieve the things that you want to achieve in your life. Just be patient enough with yourself, and just continue to put in the work, and know that you will achieve every single thing that you want. You know what I'm saying? And then some. Shoot, plus more, So, yeah. I just had to come and speak about this patience, because that's the one thing I'm reminding myself every single day is, Lanisha, it's a process. You have to be patient with yourself. You have to be patient with your process, because it does not just unfold that quickly. Everything takes a little bit of time, or maybe even a lot of time, and that's okay, because eventually you will get to where you want to get to. And so, thank you guys again for joining me today on Okay, but let's talk about it, and have a little patience with yourself today.